Chapter 3, Section 3 of Cup of Gold. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit Librivox.org. Read by Kurt from Tucson, Arizona. Cup of Gold by John Steinbeck. Through all his life, his will had been like an iron weather vane, steadfastly pointing, always, but never long in one direction. The Indies and the sea and pillage and glory all seemed to have failed him. He had touched all things, and watched them pale and shrivel at his touch, and he was lonely. His men regarded him with respect and sullen awe. They were afraid of him, and this state did not feed his vanity as once it had. He wondered if he might not make a friend among his followers. But the time he had dwelt alone in the castle of himself had been so long that this thought filled him with a curious, boyish embarrassment. Who among his followers might be his friend? He considered them, remembering their sullen scowls, their gleaming, avaricious eyes at the division of spoil. He felt nothing but contempt for them. But there was one whom he had noticed, a young Frenchman who was called Cœur de Gris. Captain Morgan had seen him in action, leaping about the deck like a supple animal, while his rapier flicked out in lithe tongues of silver fire. He scorned a cutlass for the long, thin blade, and this young man answered his orders with a smile at Captain Morgan. There was respect in his eyes, surely, but no fear, no jealousy, and no suspicion. I wonder if this Cœur de Gris would be my friend, mused Henry Morgan. It is said that he has left a trail of broken hearts from Cuba to St. Kitts, and somehow for this I fear him a little. Captain Morgan sent for the young man, and when he was come found difficulty in speaking to him. "Ah, how are you, Cœur de Gris?" The young man was overwhelmed by any show of warmth from this captain. "Why, sir, I am very well. Have you orders for me?" "Orders? No, I thought I would like to talk with you. That is all." "To talk with me, sir? But to talk of what?" "Well, how are the many little loves you are reputed to have?" the captain asked in an uneasy effort at joviality. "Repute is kinder to me than nature, sir." Henry Morgan plunged to his purpose. "Listen to me, Cœur de Gris. Can you not imagine that I may need a friend? Can you not think of me as a lonely man? Consider how all my followers are afraid of me. They come for orders, but never to pass a quiet time of day. I know I made this so. It was necessary once, for I had to build up respect before I could command obedience. But now there are times when I should like to be telling my thoughts and talking of something besides war and spoil. For 10 years I have ravaged the seas like a silent wolf, and I have no friend anywhere. I have chosen you to be my friend, first, because I like you, and second, because you have not a thing on earth you might be thinking I want to steal. Thus you may like me without fear. It is a strange thing how my men suspect me. I have given a strict accounting for every voyage, yet if I spoke to them as friends, they would beat their brains to discover my plot. And will you be my friend, Cœur de Gris?" "Why, certainly I will, my captain. And had I known of such a thing in your mind, I would have been for long. How may I serve you, sir?" "Oh, just by talking with me now and then, and by trusting me a little. I have no motive save my loneliness. But you speak and act like a gentleman, Cœur de Gris. May I ask of your family? Or do you draw this name about you like a cape, as so many do here on the Main?" "It is very simple to tell you of my family. It is said that my father was the great bras de fer, and who he was no one ever knew. The people gave me my name, remembering his. My mother is one of the free women of Goave. She was 16 when I was born. Hers was a very ancient family, but Huguenot in worship. Their holdings were destroyed in the murders of St. Bartholomew. Thus it came about that they were penniless when my mother was born, and she was picked up by the watch in Paris streets one day and sent to Goave with a shipload of women vagrants. Bras de Fer found her soon afterwards. "But you say she's a free woman," said Henry Morgan, scandalized at this young man's apparent lack of shame. "Surely she has given up this practice now you are successful on the sea. You are taking home enough for both of you, and more." "I know I am, but she continues. I do not mention it, for why should I interfere with what she considers a serious work? She is proud of her position, proud that her callers are the best people in the port, and it pleases her that, although she is nearly 40, she can more than compete with the young, unseasoned squabs who come in every year. Why should I change the gentle course of her ways, even if I could? No, she is a dear, lovely woman, and she has been a good mother to me. Her only fault is that she is filled with over-many little scruples. She nags at me when I'm at home, and cries so when I leave. She is dreadfully afraid that I may find some woman who may do me harm." "That is strange, is it not, considering her life?" said Henry Morgan. "Why is it strange? Must they have a different brain in that ancient profession? No, sir. I assure you that her life is immaculate. Prayers thrice a day, and there is no finer house in all Goave than hers. Why, sir, when last I went there I took with me a scarf which fell to my lot in the division, a glorious thing of gossamer and gold. She would not have it. It belonged about the neck of some woman who put her faith in the Romish church, she said, and it would not be decent for a good Huguenot to wear it. Ah, she worries so about me when I'm off to sea. She is terribly afraid I may be hurt, but far more afraid of the tainting of my soul. Such is all my knowledge of my family, sir." Captain Morgan had stepped to a cupboard and brought out some queer little jugs with wine of Peru. There were 2 necks on each jug, and when the wine was poured out from one, a sweet whistling sound came from the other. "I took these from a Spanish ship," he said. "Will you drink with me, Coeur de Gris?" "I should be very much honored, sir." They sat a long time sipping the wine. Then Captain Morgan spoke dreamily. "I suppose, Coeur de Gris, that you will one day be stricken with the Red Saint, and then we shall have the bees of Panama buzzing out upon us. I have no doubt she is jealously guarded, as was Helen. You have heard of the Red Saint, have you not?" The young man's eyes were glowing with the wine. "Heard of her?" he said softly. "Sir, I have dreamed of her and called to her in my sleep. Who has not? Who in all this quarter of the world has not heard of her? And yet who knows any single thing about her? It is a strange thing, the magic of this woman's name. La Santa Roja, La Santa Roja. It conjures up desire in the heart of every man, not active, possible desire, but the if I were handsome, if I were a prince kind of desire. The young men make wild plans, some to go disguised to Panama, others to blow it up with quantities of powder. They daydream of carrying the Red Saint off with them. Sir, I have heard a seaman all rotten with disease whispering to himself in the night, if this thing were not on me, I would go adventuring for La Santa Roja. My mother frets and frets there in Goave, lest I go mad and run to her. She is terrified by this strange woman. Go not near to her, my son, she says. This woman is wicked. She is a devil. Besides, she is without doubt a Catholic, and no one has ever seen her that we know of. We do not know certainly that there exists such a woman as the Red Saint in the cup of gold. Ah, she has spread the sea with dreams, with longing dreams. I've been thinking, sir, that perhaps sometime the cup of gold may go the way of Troy town on account of her. Henry Morgan had filled the glasses again and again. He was slumped forward in his chair, and a little crooked smile was on his mouth. Yes, he said rather thickly, she is a danger to the peace of nations and to the peace of men's minds. The matter is wholly ridiculous, of course. She's probably a shrewish bitch who takes her bright features from the legend. But how might such a legend be started? Your health, Curtigree. You will be a good friend to me, and true? I will, my captain. And again they sat silently, drinking the rich wine. But there is much suffering bound up in women, Henry Morgan began, as though he had just finished speaking. They seem to carry pain about them in a leaking package. You have loved often, they say, Curtigree? Have you not felt the pain they carry? No, sir, I do not think I have. Surely I have been assailed by regrets and little sorrows. Everyone has. But mostly I have found only pleasure among women. Ah, you are lucky, the captain said. You are filled with luck not to have known the pain. My own life was poisoned by love. This life I lead was forced on me by lost love. Why, how was that, sir? Surely I had not thought that you— I know how I must have changed so that even you laugh a little at the thought of my being in love. I could not now command the affection of the daughter of an earl. The daughter of an earl, sir? Yes, an earl's daughter. We loved too perfectly, too passionately. Once she came to me in a rose garden and lay in my arms until the dark was gone. I thought to run away with her to some new lovely country and sink her title in the sea behind us. Perhaps even now I might be living safe in Virginia, with little joys crowding my footstool. It is a great pity, sir. Curtigree was truly sorry for this man. Ah, well, her father was informed. On one dark night my arms were pinned to my sides, and she— oh, dear Elizabeth— was torn away from me. They placed me, still bound, in a ship, and sold me in Barbados. Can you not see, Curtigree, the bitterness that lies restlessly in my heart? During these years her face has followed me in all my wanderings. Somehow I feel that I might have made some later move, but her father was a powerful lord. And did you never go back for her after your imprisonment was done? Henry Morgan looked down at the floor. No, my friend, I never did. End of Chapter 3, Section 3.